I'm in a room with two media guys in crypto. They've been here a long time. Some of the largest guys in the world, and two old time investors like me. All three of us. I'm the smallest Bitcoiner there. Okay, like these guys are monsters, and these two guys go on and go, hey, you know, what's taking so long? It's been a whole 15 years. And he and I just look at both of these guys and go, what the fuck is wrong with you people? We just literally like, do you know how short of a period of time this is? Right? It is so short to become $1 trillion industry. It's actually staggering. And we're just looking at these two guys like they are. That is a wrong mindset. Okay. There's something wrong with this mindset. And I remember when I was 24, dude, I was like, I'm never going to be 39. 39 is forever. Who wants to be 39, right? And I didn't think about the compounding value of money. I just didn't understand time, actually. Time is the thing I have most misunderstood in my whole life. And I probably still butcher it. Right. But if you really think about what money is, it's basically how I value my personal time. Anyway, it was very interesting seeing three very wealthy guys just look at these two guys like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Oh, I know that you share that view.
Yeah. You know, I love when you bring that up all the time, you know, because it's the thing, you know, the one thing I used to say a lot was that, you know, the thing that trading should do, if you're doing trading, is it should provide freedom of time and freedom through money, right? I mean, at the end of the day, the only thing we can't get back is time. So if we can find a way to bring in income, to bring in wealth that enables us to spend less time doing the menial stuff and more time actually living life, spending whatever, you know, it's at the end of the day, no billionaire on their deathbed has laid there and said, man, I wish I had bought more of XYZ stock or, you know, something like that, right? You're on your deathbed. You're thinking about all the things that you hopefully have done with the people that you love in your life. And that should be the goal. I mean, you know, I think a lot of young people, like you were just talking about there, you know, we don't, and when I was young, we don't understand this concept of time. When you're in your 20s, you're invincible. You're going to last forever. You know, death is so far off. It's probably never even going to come, right? But as we mature, as we get older, especially if you're involved in markets one way or another, you really start understanding the importance of time and of compounding. And then you start kicking yourself for not doing what you're doing in your 40s or 50s back when you were in your 20s, because you'd be so much further ahead. And so, you know, I see that a lot with the Bitcoin people right now. You've got guys and gals that have been in here for quite a bit of time. You know, longer. I've just been in since January 2017, but they've been in since 2014, 2012, whatever. And a lot of them have very little to show for it. And now they're sitting here going, man, if only I had just bought and held back then, rather than try to do all these other silly things I was doing, you know, I'd be so much further ahead right then. But that's life. That's what we live and we learn. And hopefully you learn that sooner than later. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, hey, yeah, you know, things are looking good still here. You know, I continue to say, God, you know, I love trading, guys. Listen, I love trading. I'm a trader. It's provided an amazing life for me. And for other people I know as well, you know, so it can be done. But even with that, I still hold this bag of Bitcoin that I don't touch, you know, and I think that's the only smart way you do it. Absolutely anything could happen. Anything can happen. You could, heaven forbid, you could pass away tomorrow. You could become incapacitated in some way where you can't continue trading. I mean, you know, there's so much that can happen. And so right now, it seems to me that holding a bag of Bitcoin is a no-brainer, because that's going to continue, you know, it continues to rise in value for us. And so that protects us against either stupid mistakes we make, because we're human beings and we're going to make stupid mistakes.
Well, hey, speaking of stupid mistakes, if we could maybe look at a little incident that happened during the Nashville event and subsequent to it, I don't know if Sam can help me pull up some of these reports, but I spent an hour in a room with what was called the roundtable. I can talk about this, right, Sam? It's not a big.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's 15, 20 people there from financial players like Howard Lutnick to miners, senators, exchanges. Assume every exchange was there that you could imagine. Anyway, some really core key principal players, a couple of very large Bitcoin holders, myself, and then there was David Bailey and some other politicians. I mean, serious politicians, Vivek. This is a piece I think the audience doesn't really appreciate. Trump comes in. We were all talking before Trump comes in. Wonderful people, by the way, dude. Just a room full of high-class intellect across multiple disciplines. And all we want to do is have expansion for the world. Really, I mean, everybody in there is like really positive. And they're producers, right? They're not takers. They're actually doing stuff. Who's the lady that Loomer? Who's the Loomis? Lummis. Yeah. See, this is how ignorant I am on politics. I can barely pronounce these people's names, and I'm hanging out with them now, which is concerning to Sam. Anyway, Trump comes out quite humbly, by the way. And one message I would share with anyone is that whatever you see on TV is very different in person. I can't explain it other than I hate looking at myself on TV. I think I look completely different than I thought I did in the way I behave. And it really irritates me how stupid I am. But Donald Trump, and I am really good at reading people, he does not come across anywhere close to the way he comes across on TV. I don't know what TV does to him. He looks angry on TV a little bit. I did not pick up any anger or fear at all, which is really unusual. I normally pick up one of those emotions from someone who talk about comfortable. He looks very, very comfortable in his own skin, which tells me he has no intention on changing. Now I do see him listening, which I was told that he didn't do. But he walked into a room and said, "Hey, what do you guys want from me?" We told him, "We don't want you to sell 210,000 Bitcoin. That's stupid. We want you to select put a group of digital players together. Self-custody is extremely important to sovereignty. This industry can deploy 2 to 3 million jobs, high-paying jobs without a college education required." We went through the whole list, okay? We're reminded, hey, we're only in another event, Pantera's CEO reminded me that we're less than 9% of crypto market. Yeah. That is staggering. I thought we were at 12. If we're sub 10, wow, that is a Kamala Harris grade for the United States. Seriously, okay? That is not cool. We should be at least 20% of the digital world. And I don't think most governments even understand we are not even close to owning that market. They probably think we're 80% of the market. We are less than 9% of the market. Well, what did he say when he came out? Well, before he came out, he said one thing: "You guys get everyone to vote for me and I will deliver." Period. He wasn't in doubt. If he fails, we can embarrass him in front of millions and millions of people, pull all these recordings back, shove it in his face. He has no intention on doing that. Okay. Now, is he talking perfectly? The Bitcoin community is so frustrating to me because he comes out and says, "Never sell your Bitcoin." By the way, no one in that room told him that those words were not mentioned. But someone from Bitcoin told him that one day, and he picked it up, man. Okay, I think it's the dumbest comment you could ever make. But he heard it here. He didn't hear it from reading a book or listening to Donald Trump Jr. Okay, I just don't believe that. So what did he come out and say? My God, man, he couldn't have been more bullish or done more for what we asked him to do. Oh, we asked him to fire Gensler. Now notice when the crowd went nuts. Okay, the crowd went nuts when they should have gone nuts earlier. If anyone understands Trump, he wants to be applauded. He wants you to tell him what's going to get him money and votes. Okay, because he understands that, quite frankly, he wasn't overwhelmed that we only gave him $25 million. He's expecting us to give him 100 because he understands the freaking problem he's got. He's got 4 months to survive this thing. Bullets, bombs, terror attacks, financial attacks, legal attacks. Like, this is not done. And I mean, that is his concern. So if you're not like doing all the heavy lifting, you're going to have to write some checks, guys. I mean, all the Kennedy people, I don't know how much money you guys gave Kennedy. I don't hear anybody advertising that they gave $25 million to Robert Kennedy like that. We should have consolidated all this money. Anyway, I thought the guy was an ass kicker, bro. I just thought he did an unbelievable job. My point is, a week ago, you and I were on a show after Germany spewed 44,000 Bitcoin all over the market. And everyone was worried they were going to dump 210,000 coins. He said he would not. Kennedy said he would not. Now Kamala has gone crazy, right? The Bitcoin market explodes to $70, $70,000. Kamala Harris and the Democrats then start approaching Anthony Scaramucci. It probably actually happened the other way, right? Anthony and the team probably called up the Dems saying, what are y'all doing? You have to have a response. And their response was, we're moving 2 wallets of all those coins. And the Bitcoin price went down. That's the only reason Bitcoin went down from 70, dude. I know you don't like the narratives, but it happened too quickly. And if you don't get bullish about Howard Lutnick and Cantor Fitzgerald having a $2 billion lending protocol program that they waited to announce for the Trump Bitcoin conference, and then Trump saying he's not going to dump 210,000, which is effectively saying he will take Bitcoin and stick it on the reserve at some point. Once we have some time for him to understand Bitcoin, he doesn't understand Bitcoin. Okay. Once he understands, he is never coming off that standard. Never. And he just alerted the entire planet. Clearly, Democrats weren't listening. Switzerland, who just announced they're looking at this now. Oh, Putin announced 12 hours after our show that he's going to make it easy for people to move crypto around. Poof, we're here. This price should be at 80 grand, dude. Anthony Scaramucci's 40% higher than I am at the end of the year. Dan Morehead's 40% higher than I am at the end of the year. Everybody's like, price is going to move. You and I are Mr. Conservative, I think. But dude, there's so much tailwinds here.